All right, welcome to our maiden voyage of the McLaughlin Group, D6 Generation. We're going to ask a series of questions, cover a series of issues, and Russ Wakelin with me today and Rafe Granger on assignment in Concord are going to offer responses. Issue number 1. Gavin Thorpe leaving Games Workshop. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Gav Thorpe has a serious body of work. He's got the fluff from the Chaos Space Marine Codex that just came out under his belt. He did the Tomb King's Army book, the Last Chances novel, and one of the Dark Angels novels. Russ Deckermouse, rock the house. What do you think?
Well, Gav has been a very influential figure, but he's also been a very controversial one. There's been a lot of things swirling around him in the past. Some people love it.
That's about enough of that. Rafe, fear backwards buzzwords. What do you have to say?
Who's Gav Thorpe and what's...
Wrong! This will all end badly. He's going to end up disappearing and then resurface at Privateer Press, who will come out with an entire army of Egyptian undead scorn warjacks and will spell the beginning of the end of the domination of the war machine. Issue number 2! Bad attitudes in gaming. Recently on the nets, this has been covered. Several different people at the Privateer Press conversation groups have been complaining about bad attitudes. On Games Workshop tables, you see min-maxing, vague rules interpretations, and personality issues constantly cropping up. Privateer Press, you have the dreaded page 5. Is he going to play like he's got a pair? Like he's got a pair of what? Certainly not a pair of painted models when you look at half these kids and what they put on the table. Now, Rusty the Red 2 phone booth, what do you have to say?
Well, I think some people overstate the bad attitudes of gamers. I mean, those are the ones you remember at tournaments.
Rafiki Tiki Torture Scorcher! Enough with your laughter!
I love page 5. Page 5 is the way to play. It's the only way to play.
Wrong! All gamers are social misfits who are moving little pieces of metal and plastic over railroad tables pretending to kill other little pieces of metal and plastic. Their issues range far larger than good attitude or bad attitude. Issue number 3, 40K 5th edition is coming out this summer. They're coming out with new models, a new focus. Is this just in time or is it too late to save the big behemoth? Russ the Die Man Y-Clan!
I think it might be a matter of the wrong direction too late. I think they really need to rethink their whole direction.
Interesting, Rafe, the Evlad Mousepad!
I actually do agree with Rusty Wakelin over there. I think it's a little too late, a little too little.
Unfortunately, you're both correct. It is too late for a quick fix. Only a real change in direction is going to change this game for the better and make it more competitive. Otherwise, it will just continue to fade. Issue number 4. Gaming events. Are they going up? Are they going down? We've got Games Day. It's been developing and it's been spreading like the plague. Adepticon gets bigger and bigger with each passing year. Havoc is a local phenomenon. It goes up, it goes down. TempleCon we were recently attending as the three of us. And then there's Gen Con and its multiple international problems. Rusty Bo Busty, not crusty. What do you have to say?
I think game cons are as big as ever, although there is definitely a trend in changing the types of games. I think the kind of games we used to see are not as prominent as the ones we're seeing today.
Rafe the Strafe and Wave Lovelace, what do you have to say for yourself?
I have to say that I think...
Take a breath!
What?
How unprofessional. I said Rafe, the Strafe and Wave Lovelace. What do you have to say for yourself?
I have to say for myself that I think with the 360 and the MMORPGs, I think that's going to make a tendency to cons down for these types of tabletop games and board games. And
that sort of fits into the reality, but we have to deal with right now is that everything is cyclical. Civilizations rise and fall. Global temperatures warm and cool. John Travolta goes hot and then cold. When hoop skirts and cravats are back in style at the same time, watch for gaming conventions to hit a whole new stride. And that's all we've got today. Tune in next time. And I've got more time to think of something else to say. Goodbye.
You're listening to the D6 Generation. We try not to suck. How we do it? Hello and welcome to the D6 Generation. This is our first attempt at a podcast. This is episode 1. We hope you're enjoying it, or at least not totally hating it.
It's better than Phantom Menace.
We're hoping there's no Jar Jar here today. We're not going to do this every episode, but I thought we'd take
Rafe's kind of like Jar Jar.
What, the long floppy ear part?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So we'd like to just introduce ourselves quickly so you get to know who we are, and maybe we can have the illusion, perhaps, that we actually know at least something of what we're talking about.
It's really all about the illusion.
It is. Perception is more important than reality. So To get this underway, why don't we go with you, Rafe? Rafe, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why the heck you'd be on a podcast?
Don't tell us. Tell everybody else.
Or
We already
else.
know you.
Yeah.
Why, thank you, Russ. Why, this is Rafe Hollywood Granger. You guys like that name?
That's great.
Yeah, that's not going to last, but you keep going.
That's what my colleagues are now telling me after my big NHPR second debut. I want you to know.
You know what the first rule about nicknames is, Rafe?
What?
You don't get to pick your own.
I'm sticking with it. So as I said, this is Rafe Hollywood Granger. I've been gaming since 1993 when I first met these jamokes. I've always wanted to play miniature board gaming ever since I saw Battlefield down in like Gettysburg or something with Union and Confederate soldiers. And so that got me into miniature gaming. And that was the first game I played was 40K. I think I didn't really play fantasy when I met all you guys, got into miniature gaming. I also enjoy my favorite of all games of all times now, Lord of the Rings Online.
Bread making. Right? The bread making expansion?
The pie
That's
making.
exactly right.
Oh, pie making, yeah.
I believe he makes pies mostly now.
That's exactly right. So, no, I play that. Most recently, I've been enjoying playing War Machine and Hordes, the Privateer Press games. And I did have a very fun time at TempleCon. Russ, what's the name of that board game we played?
That was Tannhauser, and we'll get into more of that stuff a little later, but that was pretty exciting.
That was fun. One of my feathers in my cap that I feel pretty good about is I did get an article published in White Dwarf. Yes, the famous White Dwarf.
Woohoo!
It was the...
There was...
Word in Your Ear. That's what it was called.
Yeah, there was controversy around that, wasn't there, Rafe?
Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten all about that.
That burnt up Daka Daka discussion for weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it did. It did. Remember all those posts that we got, Russ?
Yes, that was pretty funny.
I never responded to any of them either.
No, but you got some people upset.
Yeah. So for the listeners out there that might not have, read my article. So I had posted this article, and it did generate quite a buzz and stir on the internet, and people were really taking exception with what I was saying, and other people were defending me. It was pretty exciting, actually. It was pretty exciting. And
now that issue is framed on your wall in your office, is it not?
It is, yeah. I stare at it every day. It's the I don't know the issue number, but it's the one with the giant on it. So I'm very happy about that. And I just recently attended TempleCon with you guys. So that's me. That's Hollywood.
That's Hollywood. Jeez. That's the Hollywood Minute.
That's right.
Alrighty.
Oh, you're pointing at me. Okay, yes, I'm Craig Boise Gallant. And I've been playing games for a long time. I moved back into this area until 1996, so